Here at the location of the Battle of Chippawa, we look out on the Niagara River and the surrounding battlefield as it exists today. In these fields in the surrounding woods, 4,000 American, British, Canadian and Native regulars fought the first major battle of the Niagara Campaign of 1814. When the last shots had died away on Samuel Street's farm, more than 800 lay dead and wounded. On July 3rd, 1814, Major General Jacob Brown, commanding a well-trained force of 4,500 U.S. troops, crossed the Niagara River from Buffalo, New York, and quickly captured Fort Erie. The next day, Brown ordered Brigadier General Winfield Scott to take his brigade and the U.S. Dragoons, 1,400 men, north along the river road and secure the bridge over the Chippawa River. Scott pushed the rear guard of the British forces along the river road only to find the bridge destroyed and the British forces in a strong position on the north side of the river at Fort Chippawa. He returned to Streets Creek to camp for the night. Just before midnight, Scott was joined by Major General Brown. On the morning of July 5th, the British militia, together with their native Indian allies, scouted the American forces at Streets Creek during the morning. At noon, they commenced sniping fire on these forces at Streets Creek. General Brown ordered General Porter's brigade to cross Streets Creek and put an end to the sniping fire. They crossed the creek to the west of the British militia and forced them back through the woods towards the Chippawa River. By 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they came out of the woods and were within yards of the British regulars drawn in line of battle and were forced back into the woods and retreated to their encampment overnight, while the British regulars moved down the river road to the area of Usher's farm. Scott's brigade crossed the creek and drew up in line of battle on the plain, and meeting Riel's British forces in line of battle. With a flanking movement towards the woods and to the west, the American forces caught the British in crossfire, and Riel's forces retired from the field and returned to Fort Chippawa, ending the Battle of Chippawa on July 5th, 1814. In the days following the Battle of Chippawa, General Brown's victorious troops advanced another 18 miles north to Fort George at Niagara-on-the-Lake, before retiring back to Niagara Falls when more British troops arrived in the area. They met the British forces again on the 25th of July along another farmer's lane, where 1,800 more men were killed and wounded as they withdrew to Fort Erie. The U.S. Army successfully defended Fort Erie through 6 weeks of siege, during which another 3,200 troops became casualties. After being reinforced with another 5,000 Min, the U.S. Army again advanced to Chippawa. This time they tried to cross the Chippawa River west of here. This attempt was checked by the Canadian and British troops at the Battle of Cook's Mill on 19th October 1814. The U.S. forces again returned to Fort Erie. With winter coming on, they blew up the fort. On the 5th of November 1814, they went home. The Treaty of Ghent was signed 24th of December 1814, formally ending the War of 1812.